Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. Welcome to my YouTube channel and live on Facebook in our group, Athena's Creations. Tonight I've got some special fun things for you, some new ideas and techniques and some alternatives like Christmas, right? So there's this kits collection, and this is called the Sweet and Spooky Kit, and you get 15 of these boxes. And I'm not usually into Halloween, so of course I'm going to share with you some alternative ideas, but I do like to have little gift things like this for when you go to craft fairs, or if you've got your favorite postal person that's delivering some packages, or that UPS guy who's delivering your Stampin' Up! Orders and all the fun things and your crafts. You might want to have some seasonal ideas. So really one kit will do you. There's 15 possible ideas. I also have a new box to share with you that's super easy, and some other fun tips and tricks. So thank you so much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get started. Bear with me as I turn the camera down and we'll get started. I think I've got this figured out, hopefully. All right. I say that every time, I know, but I appreciate the patience. And there's some, sneak peek stuff that I may have mentioned before, but I don't know if I actually showed y'all. So I'm hoping to be able to show y'all that tonight as well. Let me just try one more thing real quick like. So yeah, even though I'm not really into Halloween, I do like to have some alternative ideas, and I really think this is going to work out just fine tonight. One more thing here. Okay. I think I messed with this last time and it worked just fine, and then the time before that I fiddled with it. I don't know. Let's see. Let me try that. This arm is one of those you can adjust, so I appreciate the patience. But as you can see, you can do multiple things with this kit. So it's not, kits and the kits collection, and of course paper pumpkin and all of those types of things. I like to do alternatives. And so I guess you could say I'm doing an alternative to this Sweet and Spooky Kit. And I want to give you some ideas. Now this is what the kit is, one of the boxes, and it stands tall at about 6, and it's about 3 inches wide. So it's going to hold a bunch of different possibilities. Now you'll see that I repurposed this one, and the stars that are on here is what I used to turn it around and then put it together using some paper, and I am using some product that will be available to everybody September the 3rd. Let me grab that here. And it's the pine tree trimmings. And it's got this pine die. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but this is the online exclusive. It also has the possibility for a shaker card. And I hadn't had time to play with that just yet, but I did play around using this one to come up with, this is the shaker elements, and I just put those on there. There's another embellishment that's one of my favorites. I absolutely love embellishments. And that's this one, and it's another online exclusive, faceted snowflakes. You get like 210. Oh man, it keeps tilting. Let me try one more time. Sorry about that. Let's see. Hopefully that will work. All right. I'm going to try to keep a better eye out, because I hate it when it tilts, but hopefully that did it. But yes, this is part of the embellishments, one of several embellishments that I absolutely love. Probably my most favorite is the one we're going to use tonight. Well, let's see what I did with it. It's here somewhere. But I love it so much, I bought a couple of extra packets. And these are flat. It's traditional sparkling sequins. You get 240 of these. I absolutely love these. I mean, this is perfect for all of your Christmas cards. And of course, this is the other embellishment that is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I think these are going to be the two go-tos for this holiday season. And you can definitely use it with the Sweet and Spooky kit. Like I said, you get 15 of these, but you don't have to make it as is. You can flip it around, and I'm going to show you in just a minute. And you can turn it into a Christmas box, and then you can decorate it up. You can even stamp on it before you put it together, which is probably what I should have done. But as you can see, I was just kind of playing around with Christmas tree, the little die frames and stuff like that, shaker cards. So I still have a lot to explore with this bundle. But I do want to just share some alternatives with you. And of course, as a demonstrator, you get to pre-order early, right? And so I put in a pre-order and ordered some of this stuff early. The kits, this kit that was available August 1st. And I just checked and it is currently still available. So there should be plenty of supplies in case you guys see these and decide, oh, I need to have that kit, right? I think really one kit is plenty for everybody. There's no stamping. It's just one of those kits you put it together and everything is that you need is in the kit, including the adhesives and those little flat sticks. And all the things, right? I did put in a second order because I saw this in the catalog and I was kind of stumped. I liked it, but I wasn't sure what I thought about the no faces. And then another demonstrator had pointed out that there's the willow tree and they don't have a face. And so that's kind of where apparently this idea is. So that made sense to me. I've got some beautiful paper. I think that this one will be a nice background for some of these stamps. So I got that one. And then another hot item that I think is going to be super, super, super hot is this amazing gingerbread. This is so very cute. And in this packet, you get the 5 of the green and you get 5 of the crumb cake. And it's got that beautiful gold on there. I was shocked when this gingerbread man came because look how big that is. I mean, that is really a big gingerbread, okay? And it's connected. Let's see. That's like 7 1/4. Well, that's if you do the 2 by about 5. And if you just did 1, well, it would take a 1/4 sheet. You could get 4 or 2 per cardstock. That's huge. And then you've got all the decorative pieces that you can use, not only for this one, but for all of your Christmas stamps. And then this is that specialty Christmas greetings mix and match, specialty cards and envelopes. I love things like that, especially if you're wanting to put something together and you're just playing with a product and you're not quite sure what you want to do with it. Although I have tons of ideas already brewing with that one, such as a shaker card, like the belly or something. I think that would be super, super cute. But anyway, getting back to all of this, hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll be sharing some more of these with you. Like I said, there's so much in the new catalog that will be available September 3rd. I think it's like next week sometime, which is crazy that it's almost September, but at the same time, it's really amazing too. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and let me share with you what the finished boxes look like. Super, super easy, right? They show you on here in the directions everything that you're going to need and how you're going to layer it, put it together. It even shows you on the diagram on all the kits collections and your paper pumpkins. It's a color diagram and it'll show you where you need to put your, like this is tear and tape. You only need 1 and 2 and that's it. And then there's the stars and the cute pumpkins. And so with some of the alternatives that I've made with this one tonight, and I'll show you, it's super, super easy. Ooh, this little dude came off. Let's see, he's supposed to be holding it. It's that little flat piece right there. I might even put one of these together. I think we might run out of time. And I wanted to be sure and share what they look like. And you can hold a lot in these. And then there's this cute little boo. Isn't that adorable? I mean, that is super, super cute. I turned mine inside out and I turned it into Christmas. Now, I don't know, those of you that drink or those of you that don't, I don't know, but it will hold, you know, for your adult friends. It'll hold that. It'll hold a little hand sanitizer, although kind of tight. It'll hold a smaller one, but I think you get the general idea. It will hold quite a bit of stuff. And let me move this over to the side. I think I've mentioned before, when I get my kits out, I will use the cardboard as like a palette. So then I have all the little pieces here. So when I go to put them together, and then of course some alternate pieces that I might use, and then I fussy cut. So what I did was, let me show you. This little box that I made as an alternative, it's got stuff in it. So what I did was, this was the perfect size. When I say I play around, I really do play around, and I enjoy doing this. I got the complete box just like this. And basically, this little square is the perfect size. Same thing. So I ended up cutting it down and using it for this box, one of these, for this box and this box. And I'm going to put that one together. And then the leftover pieces, like this, that were left over, I used to cut out some extras to decorate the next project too that I'm going to share. And so you can totally do that. Alternatives, trick or treat. Now this trick or treat, I thought I had it here. It's actually one of the new online exclusives. I had it here a minute ago. Anyway, it's part of the punch bundle. And where did that punch go? Here we go. Okay, so it is the Sign Design Punch Bundle, which, I don't know about you, but that kind of reminds me of like the top of a coffin, maybe, or something. I don't know. But it's really cute, right? And so that's where the trick or treat came from. Now this little box that we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to make it, it will hold a Tic Tac. This is 84 ounces, 0.84. It'll hold a Tic Tac, and it'll hold like a little chapstick. So you could do different flavors. That's just to give you an idea of what will fit inside this cute little box. Now, again, I'll give these out to like a waiter or waitress when we go to eat. Give it to my postal person, neighbors. You know, it's just cute. It'll fit in your purse, your backpack. I also want to share with you that you can use punches to give it a window. And this one, I gave it that really pretty punch that's to the point label punch. And then I just put in a 4x3 window sheet. And this box that I'm going to share the measurements tonight, how to make it, it will hold one of those little, you know, the little, you get them for $1 when they're on sale, hand sanitizers from the Bath and Body place. There's also room for some candy, but you could also put a chapstick. So this is really fun, you know. And then one more sample to share with you, and then we'll get started. I put together this this box. So in the shade of spruce, green, and then the Oh Christmas Tree, I got the traditional labels, die, and I stamped Oh Christmas Tree, and then I just cut it so that it would fit. It's the perfect size for this box. So again, when I'm playing around, it's a messy desk, but then this is kind of the result of when I do that. Just be careful that you want to be sure to run any dies through first. You can see almost didn't get it in there. It's just barely covered it, but super cute. It's going to hold a lot of different, you know, candies. And this is what I had. I didn't have any Christmas candies yet. I guess it's just now getting into the stores. It's just barely it's just barely pumpkin spice season. But anyway, crafters craft early. So wanted to share that. What else? So basically, if you want to, let me just show you this real quickly, and then I'll show you how to make this box. But here's my palette of goodies. That's what I'm calling it. I put all the stuff out, whether it's paper pumpkin or a kit, and do this. And then this is one of my playing around, see what it looks like, right? I might use it, I might not, I don't know. But let me just show you. For the Christmas, if you want to do Christmas, or gosh, if you have leftovers, which I probably will, you could do something for Thanksgiving. You could do something for, you know, Valentine's. Again, you get 15 in the kit, and I don't necessarily think I'll use all 15 for Halloween. You can turn it over. And so like the diagram, you would put adhesive here and you would put adhesive here. And again, you would want to figure out, without adhering it, just do all of your, burnish all of those score lines. So you have an idea of where the front's going to be. Because again, you could do the same thing that I did with this box with this one. You would just need to run it through ahead of time. And I say that, hopefully that's not incorrect. But let me just take a look real quickly and see if that's a possibility. I think it is. I just want to show you that you want to make sure all of those are creased. Just like so. And then once you get, you just fold it over once, then you're going to put your tear and tape right here, and then you'll fold this piece right over and it'll adhere. Now you know that's the bottom. This is going to be the top. It should fit. Like you really have to do the crease. Like it should fit. This would be the front of your box, right? Or you could make that the front of your box. You could fold it just like that. And then you would put your Christmas tree right on top and run it through your machine. I got real busy this weekend, or I would have done this ahead of time. But I just kind of wanted to show you the practicality of how to do that. If that's something that you're thinking about doing or that you would like to do. Or maybe you have some Halloween fun, you know, designs or something that you wanted to use instead of a tree. You can see that just barely fits. So you could still put it through your machine just like that. And then you'll have that extra piece. And then when you go to put this together, like that, then you'll have that little hole. And then before you put it together, you're going to want that 4x3 window sheet so that it will, you know, cover it up and you can see whatever you die cut out. I hope that made sense. But that's kind of what I did for this one here. And you can see that, you know, that's the perfect little size. I love, love, love the paper that's available. Again, all that paper will be available next Tuesday or Wednesday, the 3rd. This kit is available now. Now, I tore it up and made this box. Let me show you how to do that. I'm just so excited about all this fun stuff here. Oh, here's the sign design. I had it over to my left. This design reminds me of a coffin for some reason, or like a tombstone. Not a coffin, tombstone. But that's the trick or treat. And you definitely want to do all the folds and then do the stamping before you adhere it. Luckily, when I stamped that, it worked out okay. Sometimes it's not the case. And then when we're done with that, I have another alternative using the Arches dies to make a nice little stand-up piece here. Oh, that was a strawberry from a while back. How did that get loose? And so basically using some paper that's available, right, front and the back. And this is going to hold little, this could be a teacher gift too, you know, first back to school. And then these little pins, you get like 10 or 12 at the Dollar Tree, some of those dollar places or whatever. So this is the perfect size for that. Just like that. And we've got that beautiful white ribbon that's currently available that you can get. And you can see I fussy cut these little guys out so that I could spread out all of the fun here. So these are the two treat things that I'm gonna show you how to make. I would do the box as intended, but I think there's a video online on how to do that, and it's super cute. I mean, you know, for a couple of people, that's fun. You know, it's a fun little treat. Like I said, it could be a teacher gift. But then these too, you could use at craft fairs and things like that. So I always like to give you some alternate ideas. We've got some white ribbon, and this is in the catalog, or it's an online exclusive. It's available. I get that all mixed up. I just know it's available and it's great. So let's make this really fun and easy box. And then we'll make that, that other cute little idea there. And then, of course, as always, I have our template. And this is what it's going to look like when you cut it down. So this might, and hopefully you can see that. So you know that's going to be the top, okay? And it's going to close over. Let me hold still in case you want to take a little screenshot. And then I like to write on there glue and tear and tape. That just reminds me where I'm going to glue. And then the front and back, the layering pieces. So this whole box is 8 1/4 by 4 1/2. On the 4 1/2 inch side, you're going to score it at 1 inch and 3 1/2 inches. Then you're going to turn it on the 8 1/4 side and score it at 3, 4, 7, and 8. And then this would be how you put the box together. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Instead of talking you through it, let's talk through it together as we make it. I tend to duplicate myself. Now this one was one of the die cut pieces that came with the kit, and so is this one. And we're actually going to use twine, which many of you know I'm not real fond of twine, but I think for the purpose of this, it's going to work out just fine. And like I said, these were the panels that came from the box, and I just fussy cut them all. Well, I trimmed these down actually. So I haven't cut anything on here yet. Let's go through first. My handy dandy bone folder here somewhere. There we go. Let's go ahead and burnish since we've got some really nice thick cardstock here. And this is Pumpkin Pie. I think Timid Tiger, our new in color, would probably work very nicely. In fact, I'm using that color on the next project. We've got this tiny little bit right there. So don't forget to burnish that one. We've got that one, and we've got 2 more here. And then you can get 2 of these cute little boxes out of 1 sheet of cardstock with some paper left over. All right, so now we're ready to fussy cut. And to make sure I don't goof this up, I'm going to leave the template right there. So we're basically going to cut in up to the score line on each side. And those are going to be those side tabs. And then up here at the top, we're going to cut all the way to the score line. And this is going to be the top of the box. And then we're just going to give it a little, let's see, what would I call this? Kind of coming in at an angle, and just clip that off. And then I'm just going to do approximately 1/4 inch and then snip it. It's not perfect, but it's a cute little tab and it works just fine. Again, we're going to angle it. And then approximately 1/4 inch. If you wanted to be exact, you could use your trimmer instead of fussy cutting, but I figured this one, it's a cute little box, you know, I don't think it's too difficult to do that, right? Okay, so now we're going to use our tear and tape on the top flaps. And I like tear and tape because you can kind of walk it around, is what I call it, your project. And it's strong adhesive. It's great for when you're doing something on the go. Works out great. Now what we're going to do is use Stampin' Seal Plus for these little tabs. This is also very strong adhesive. Now we want these flaps to fold outwardly so that when we bring in the top, this is the front. So if we were to do a die cut, we would turn it like that and do the die cut piece here. Just for reference. That way, when you folded it and put it together, that's the front of your box. So just be aware of that when you decide to do that. And then we've got our 2 tabs. We're just going to do the 1 tab at a time. We want to bring that one down so that again, oops, I almost messed that up. Hold it down. We want to do this part first instead of this one because we want, like I said, the flap piece, or at least I like it, for the flap to be toward the back. And since we know that's going to be the front, we're going to put these tabs in against this front side first, which is why I have the tear-in tape on that side and on my diagram, because that kind of reminds me that's how I want this to close up, just like that. And I forgot to stamp. So we're going to stamp with it partially assembled, which is what I did before, and it's totally fine. Let's see. Here's our trick or treat. You should always do your stamping first, and I sometimes forget. That's okay. I'm going to use Secret C for trick or treat. Although I realize now with this, it's kind of duplicative, but it's fine. All right, so we're going to do this flat trick or treat, just like that. Ta-da! It worked. Yay. All right. So now we're going to do this one side at a time. Just seems like it's a little bit easier to manage. Let me just press it together. Use the bone folder. Apply some pressure. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Get our bone folder, apply some pressure. So cute. And it'll tuck right in there. I'm saying that, it doesn't want to. So, you know what you can do? You can just notch it, just like that. In fact, it probably looks better if they're both notched. Just the tiniest little bit, right? Ah, perfect. Perfect solution, right? Okay. So this is the front. So we're going to go ahead and this one's going to be the perfect size. It's going to be flush on the front. I might regret this, but I'm going to do the Stamp and Seal Plus. Living on the edge, aren't I? Okay. Whew, there we go. Liquid glue would work too. It gives you a few seconds of maneuverability. And we're going to do the same thing for the back here. And again, that piece, it was on there. It was one of the panels. It's 3 by 2.5. Living dangerously again. So cute. That signed and design bundle is an online exclusive. It'll be available to everybody on September the 3rd. And it's really cute, and it's versatile, right? So you've got a season of thanks for Thanksgiving. May your day be happy, be sweet. Merry and bright, Happy New Year, trick or treat. So it's a seasonal stamp that you can use year round, a punch that you can use for multiple different possibilities. And that's where our trick or treat came from. Another really fun one. And so then to decorate it, let's see. Trying to remember how I did this. Okay, yes. Now we also have available, and it just came back into stock. This has been another really hot item that a lot of people are enjoying. It's the hole punch assortment. It's been one of my favorites. I think it's an online as well, exclusive. You get these 3 little ones, and this little hole is like a little hole punch, or it's smaller. It's 1/8 of an inch, so it's like the perfect size for the linen thread, right? Then you've got the cute little notch on that one, and this one's a slit. Okay, so this is another good one for ribbons. So you get 3 of those. They're currently back in stock. Yay! And for this one, I'm using this 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put it through both of them. And there's that tiny little spot right there. And it's the perfect size for this one. And again, all kinds of different candies. You can fill it up. It'll hold a little tiny hand sanitizer. I like sugar-free candy, so I mean, it'll fit quite a bit, right? So there's a bunch of candy there. And then if you have those little Dollar Tree, or I think it's the Dollar General has them, these little tiny hand sanitizers, about 1.2 fluid ounces, those almost fit, right? But for sure, the little hand sanitizers, the tiny ones from Bath & Body, definitely fit. But it's really close. Now, the next project will definitely fit this one. In fact, those will fit along with some chapstick and gum and candy. There's lots and lots of room for these, for different things. So just wanted to share all of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get this little stamp, which is part of the pine tree trimmings, the little star. We're going to use that to stamp the purple, let's see, gorgeous grape, actually. Beautiful purple, gorgeous grape. We're going to stamp the star a couple of different places. And this was part of the Kits collection. I'm just going to stamp each corner. And this is going outside the box, other than what the kit was intended for, which I tend to do a lot of. It's just fun to me that way. This is the little pumpkin that is part of it. And I had, oh, here we go. We're going to put him on a dimensional and just kind of angle it right there. Super cute. And now we're going to use the linen thread that came with it. Just double checking what I did. We're going to put it through this one and the hole we just made with the little hole punch. About what, 2.5 inches, something like that. And then let me just show you a little trick. I've got them together, and I'm just going to tie both of these together in a little knot. Probably should have tied it or had it a little bit longer. And then when you fill it up with all the goodies, you got that cute little tag that's hanging. And it's not going to fall off. It's going to stay put. Now, you could put some Scotch tape in there if you wanted to fold it down, but I mean, that's just so cute. Cute little box alternative, right? This definitely will hold a Tic Tac container and some chapstick like I have in here. I like to give fun things like that out to my mail person. They're super awesome. When you work all day and you come home, you have oh, you need to go to the post office and sign. Well, she's really sweet. She'll say, please sign and put back in the mailbox. So I do that. And then she'll leave the certified mail or whatever. But anyway, so that's a fun little box. You can also, like I said, you can do the Christmas with it. There's lots of possibilities for this one. So you know it'll hold candy, it'll hold Tic Tacs and a lip balm, a little lip balm, and some cute little hand sanitizers. So you can use also the die cut or a punch. And then a window sheet, which I wrote down, it's 2.5 by 3 that will fit on there. On to the next one, which is this little cute box. Now, I did feature this in a video maybe last month for one of the paper pumpkin kits, and it's the same idea. It holds quite a bit. This time we're holding, we're going to put some little treats in here and a little pin and then some little notepad things. Put some nice ribbon. The white ribbon is great. It's versatile. It'll pretty much go with any color that we have. And I fussy cut out some of these. And the paper, I wanted some purple, and so I just went to my stash. The Splendid Autumn designer paper was in the catalog last year, and it's currently in the catalog now. And then the 6x6 designer series paper holder is in a previous video if you want to learn how to do that. Same with this one. When I first featured the Arches dies, which you guys, I think it's now again temporarily unavailable. It's super hot. This is a super hot item. Everyday Arches dies. This has kind of been my go-to here lately. I really, really like these dies a lot. And so do many of you. But for the paper that we're using for this particular project, it's come from the other side of the Splendid Autumn. I wanted to be sure and let y'all know. And I don't think I have any cards tonight, but I just have this one treat box to share with you. And like I said, I got these little pins at the Dollar Tree, which I think they're probably $1.50 now. Crazy how they've gone up. It was like 12 pieces. It's probably, what, 8 or 10 this year. It's kind of cute to put in there in this little box. But anyway, this one definitely will hold a hand sanitizer. If you can find them. That's another issue. That's so hot. Hot item, I guess. But yeah, you can fit that and some candy, maybe a chapstick next to it. I thought that'd be kind of cute to have, a little notepad, sticky notes, and a pen. Cute little pen. So let me show you how to make that. Let's see here. Oh, it's all right here in front of me. All right. So fun. And again, I did some fussy cutting. And I did a lot of the die cutting out and stuff already. And I put these little guys on the mini dimensionals because they're so tiny. And so this one is the largest Arches die, which measures approximately 4 by 5.5. So you can get, with a half a sheet of cardstock, you can get these two. And I'm just going to put another little notepad or whatever. And I thought I was going to use this, but I don't know that I will because I decided to do something different. But yeah, these are some more dies that will be available on September 3rd. They're the pattern tag dies. Lots of fun that you can do with these, right? For a lot of your projects. Doesn't have to be for, just Christmas or whatever. From Our House to Yours. Again, that is from the Pine Tree Trimmings. Another online exclusive that'll be available September 3rd. We'll put this over here to the side since we're not going to use it. We're going to be stamping. So let's do our stamping first. And you recognize that gorgeous paper, right? So you're going to use, let's see, I think it's 2 sizes down. Let me just double check real quick. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. So the biggest one is the outer layered one. Okay, so it is the third largest. So you've got the largest one for your paper pumpkin for your pumpkin pie color cardstock. And then the third one down is what's going to cut out your card your designer series paper. And then once you cut those two out, then you're going to trim it. Let me just double check it before I tell you. A 1/2 inch. You're going to take a 1/2 inch off the bottom once you've die cut it out, okay? Isn't that pretty? So pretty. But I wanted that purple, and I realized, okay, that's almost the perfect color, right, to go with all of this. And then we've got this box, which I do believe I have the template, and I've shared that one also before. Let's see. But I think maybe we'll put this one together first. Once you've got your Arches die, the 2 largest ones, then you're going to score it at 1 inch, okay? Both of them are going to be scored at 1 inch. We're going to go ahead and adhere these flat before we put them together. Super cute. Now, what I like to do normally, unless you're using liquid glue, find that sweet spot, hold it down, lift up one side, add some adhesive, and then finish off the rest with adhesive. Now, I'm not putting a whole lot like I normally would because I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus, and it's very strong adhesive, so it's not going to come off your project. Same thing, you're going to find that sweet spot. Let's see. Yep, it's 1 inch from the bottom. Let me just play with it just a little bit more. Yep, that looks good. Hold down one side, lift up the flap, and then add my adhesive. Then you're going to turn it over and line them up. Just like that. That's how easy that is, okay? So now that we have that ready, we are going to go ahead and we're going to put the box together. And we're going to stamp the trick or treat first. So let's do that. So this trick or treat's going to be just a little different, but that's okay. The other one I had an outline, but that's because I was playing around. I do that a lot. All right. When I just realized I need to clean this because we were using the Memento color. So let's clean that real quickly. There we go. All right. Trick or treat. It says be sweet, but I just want to use the trick or treat. So you can do that. And if it's not high enough, we'll redo it. So let's just double check that. All right. Because we had the other side. Let's take a look at this. Yep, that's going to work. Okay. Go ahead and close this up so we don't have a ink disaster. In other words, have ink in a place we don't want it. Line that up where it looks really good. And then just pop it out. So if you're just looking at it, it looks like a tombstone, doesn't it? It's kind of crazy, but that's the first thing I noticed what it looked like to me. But anyway, all right, so now we're going to go ahead and again, I'm going to try to find that sweet spot like right in the middle, approximately, living dangerously. Let's see. That looks really good. And then we're going to, I guess I should fess up. It's supposed to have little bitty arms, but I was zealous when I was taking out the perforated edge, and a couple of the guys lost their arms. So I just fussy cut this one out of the extras in the box. I guess we'll just do it like that. And then I fussy cut these little pumpkins. So we could just decorate it, be so cute. And then we want to put some cute little, the cute little star that comes with this kit from the Kits collection. Right, this one. Sweet and Spooky kit. It has these amazing stars. And so we're going to use that right there. All right, so now let's focus on making the inside box, and then we'll finish putting this guy together using contents from that kit. And I didn't have my paper readily available, so here it is. Here is the template, so we'll know where we need to cut and where we need to glue. The measurements for create a box, you can get 3 of these from one piece of cardstock. It's 3.5 by 8.5. Now on the 8.5 inch side, you're going to score it at 1 inch, 4 inches, 5 inches, 8. So it's 8.5. Oh yeah, on the 8.5. On the 3.5 inch, you're going to score it at 1. So that is the measurements for that. And so now we should always do this first. Burnish the score lines. And then we'll go through and trim it. We'll trim it up here in just a minute. All right. So this is the little short end. So we're just going to completely take this short end all off. And again, it's up to that score line. Now these other pieces, we're just going to cut up to the score line. And we're going to put like a little notch in it. Just like that. On the tab. We'll call that piece the tab. And then same thing, whoops, down here on this end. And cut up to the score line and then a little tab. Just like that. Now for this one, we're definitely going to use tear and tape. It's just a little bit easier to put the box together that way. And this box is different than that one. I can't remember how, but it is. And it's been a hot minute since I put this one together, so let's see what happens. Y'all know what happens when I haven't done this in a while or something. I might start to put it together wrong. But before we take the tabs off, let's just kind of work it just for a second here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that tab down first, then this one down second, then this one down third, and then that one will pocket in. Okay, that's what we'll do. Somehow I got some glue on me. There we go. All right. So we're going to do this one first. So let's do one of these at a time. Alrighty. You just hold down and pinch it. Yep. Then we're going to do this little tab. Tuck him in there. And then the bottom. Be careful you don't poke yourself. That is extremely sharp. Take your pick tool is probably the best crafter's tool. I would recommend that to all crafters. Then we have this tiny little piece right here that we're going to tuck in. Let's take off that last tear and tape piece. And there is the inside of our box. Okay? So fun. And then this one's going to go in the middle. Probably should have done tear and tape, because once you commit, that's it. And use your bone folder. Then I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Again, use your bone folder to get those adhesives to stick. All right. Now, we're almost done. Next, we want to add our cute little ribbon, which is really, really easy. And tear and tape is the best for ribbon. Let's see, how high up did I do the ribbon? Let's see here, approximately that much. Oh, and that little plastic piece came off. It kind of holds it together. And then you can also, I probably should have shown that to you. You can use your blends and color and make this white any color you want it, which is really cool. So look how nice and similar they are, but different. All right, so let's explain the tear and tape and the ribbon. You just need a little bit, and since it's gonna adhere to the inside, we're gonna go ahead and put about approximately 1/4 inch of tear and tape on the same side on each end. Just like that. And we're going to do one side at a time. Alrighty. And then as you fold it, got the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not seeing comments tonight, so I don't know what I did. I was able to see all the comments last week, but this week, for some reason, I'm not. Okay, maybe my phone updated. That's my husband's excuse. Well, I didn't get your message. My phone updated. I think I need to trim this down a little bit more. That handle's kind of high. So let's do that one more time with the tear and tape. It's super, super sticky adhesive, so it works great for ribbon. And it's the perfect size. All right. I usually have a little trash can up here, and I just don't have that tonight. Oh, well. There we go. Did I put on the wrong side? I certainly did. How funny. Well, we're going to get this little dude all situated here in a minute. There we go. Just double check it one more time. There we go. Take this little piece off, the tear and tape. So this whole idea, you can do multiple things. So far, I've done this idea with our sweet paper pumpkin a couple months back. And then now for this idea, using the Arches dies, you can, and that, of course, I'm going to do something with Christmas coming soon. And there's our cute little tricks. So I guess you could say this was like, oh, what would you call it? Treats, craft type treats, different things. There's a couple more that we made. I'm hoping I showed you everything that can fit in all of these cute little treat boxes, right? And it's all from the Kits Collection, the Sweet and Spooky Kit. So adorable, right? Lots of different alternatives for the kits. Lots of fun things you can do. You turn it into Christmas. So that is it for tonight. I have got so many ideas with all the new stuff that I just got. I can't wait to dive in and play and share with you. I don't know that I'll be live next week, but I will have a video that I will upload to YouTube and share here with all of you. This is the Sweet and Spooky Kit and some alternatives using some other products and some stuff from the kit. A lot of this product, this kit is available now, but some of the other new things that I shared tonight will be available September 3rd. So be on the lookout for that. You can start creating now. And oh, hey Barb, thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, cute boxes. Like I said, it'll be great for Christmas. Lots of possibilities, great things. So when you're on the Athena's Creations on Facebook, I will post all the measurements. And then I shared those at the beginning as I was creating the projects. Super fun. Lots that you could put in here. Lots of fun ideas. And then the one I did with the Sweet Paper Pumpkin. And I think I did it with one other kit too. You can put all kinds of fun little goodies. I only have one of these left because I gave one to my mail lady. So again, lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you next week. Happy stamping.